One of my consultation clients reached back to me regarding the discussions that we had around apron lighting and DIALux 4.13, utilizing DIALux 4.13. The discussions that we had around apron lighting and DIALux 4.13, utilizing DIALux 4.13. I still recommend DIALux 4.13 for airport lighting, for golf course, or outdoor lighting, sports lighting, where you need more precise aiming, because still this is only possible in DIALux 4.13. we are still waiting for DIALux Evo to catch up, so till then you can still utilize DIALux 4.13 for making more precise aiming. So coming back to the question, he was concerned about the calculation, the difference in the calculation values. Real-time calculation and something which is the actual calculation from the calculation results. So upon further noticing the calculations, I noticed that if you can see over here, the average, it is saying 7.8, and for the bigger one, for the main calculation surface, it's showing average 33 lux. This is a real-time calculation. This is similar to, for example, if you have room in DIALux Evo and you are inserting a light, let's make an automatic arrangement, and over here it will show you photometric data, estimate calculator. So it's saying 500 lux, it's calculating 618, and if we run calculation over here, it will give you a slightly different value. Same is what is happening over here. So when I run the calculation itself, it is showing me, for example, for the big area, the actual E average is 5.32 and the vertical luminance is 11. So let's focus on 5.32, which is E average. Over here it's showing average as 33 lux, which is a huge difference. So agreeably, it is a huge difference because it is technically calculating at a higher height. So if you see the calculation surface, if you select any calculation surface, or calculation grid, which is what is being used over here, it's calculating at a height of 1. So even though the calculation surface height is at 0, so it's 0, 0, it can calculate from a range which is above than the calculation grid itself. So this could be a reason for discrepancy in the average lux level. I tried to look up some references for this, and unfortunately I could not see any clear data explaining this discrepancy, because if you see over here, as we have seen in DIALux Evo, the estimate calculator is 618 and what we are achieving is 605, which is very near. But this is not the case in DIALux 4.13 in this specific case. So I was curious, why is it such? So what I did is I went ahead and added a calculation surface to see if there is some difference. So I added the calculation surface over here. This is calculation surface. If you can see, it's also calculating perpendicular illuminance, and it's also calculating at 0. The result for this one, calculation surface, is 5.6, which is exactly same or nearby to the calculation grid, which is 5.32. So which means the final calculations are accurate, or like they verify each other. So what I'm observing over here is that the DIALux 4.13 estimated calculations are a bit different, real-time calculations, than what actually is happening over here. So don't get misguided by these values over here. Always run the calculation to get the actual calculation values. And in this one you have so if you can see the calculation grid, calculation points, so you will have over here the actual values of the E average calculation, which is same for the calculation surface, which means when DIALux 4 is calculating, it is showing proper details, unlike the approximation done over here. So always run your calculations to get accurate values, because sometimes it might happen that what is it giving is approximation, which might be an error. unlike DIALux Evo, in which it is more accurate. So you can believe the values in Evo, especially if you are putting an automatic arrangement or an area arrangement. But that does not hold true in DIALux 4.13, specifically for calculation grid and specifically for outdoor calculation. So be wary of this, and I hope this clarifies some doubts, and I hope this is very helpful to my student, inshallah.